Here we are once again on another beautiful Monday morning. It's a fantastic time to be alive and playing the game. Joseph Bryant here, author of Sharpening the Sword, coming at you with Chapter 2 of my book today. Let's see. Last week we covered Chapter 1. Today we're going to get a little in Chapter 2. Chapter 2, The Weakling and the Warrior. And I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below on the subject. We all talk to ourselves incessantly. Whether we realize it or not, we each have voices emanating from our subconscious. This self-talk can shape the direction of our lives. We might say things like, I can't seem to close deals this large, or I'm tired, I've worked enough today. This lady just won't buy, right? I've come to believe that these random whispers from our deepest subconscious will originate from one of two sources: the weakling or the warrior. We all have our own versions of the weakling and the warrior. You ever entertained thoughts about throwing in the towel, calling it an early day? That's the weakling playing his game, my friend. The weakling is known to be sneaky. Sometimes he even seems to make a comfortable form of logic. You can identify when the weakling is talking to you by asking yourself whether or not that thought or inclination will lead you closer or further from your goals. I can personally testify as to just how sneaky our weaklings can be. My own inner weakling kept me shackled for years. For far too long, I denied myself a real life because that little voice in my head encouraging me to take the easy route was the one I chose to listen to. The terrifying aspect of the weakling is that he or she makes too much sense. All too often makes too much sense. When that voice whispers that you've been working hard and deserve to take an early day, it's right. You probably have been working hard. When you're feeling the subtle inclination to back off an appealing deal just because of running into objections or other difficulties, an attempt to justify your lack of ability to close by telling yourself that there are always other prospects out there, you're also correct. The trick here is to identify this type of thinking as the logic of the weak. Yes, technically the logic of the weakling can appear reasonable. The reality here is that if you desire to take your business or your life to the next level, you have to abandon your current concept of what is reasonable. Champions push themselves beyond their own perceived limits to see just how far they can go. You must tune into the warrior. That's your inner lion. That's your inner fire that burns brightest when you're out of your comfort zone. Learning to channel your warrior is absolutely vital in the hectic arena of business and life, because you and I both know that there are challenges, competitors, and doubt to overcome. The warrior is the aspect of your psyche that takes no shit and is hungry for opponents to conquer. Your warrior is the one that tells you how you're going to overcome every obstacle in your path. And the chapter goes on a little bit here. I think we can all identify, or at least acknowledge at some point in our lives when our weakling has spoken to us and we've made the mistake of listening and directly or indirectly paid a price for it. So I suppose, in summary, with this chapter 2 of Sharpening the Sword, my advice for you is to ask yourself when you're pontificating upon what to do next, will this take me further or closer to my goals? Who is this thought originating from? Who's whispering in my ear right now? The weakling or the warrior? And with such things, we tend to build habits, right? After so long, you begin to habitually tune your weakling out. Before you know it, you're just living a warrior life, my friend. So there you guys go. Chapter 2 of my book, a brief summary and a little share for you from Sharpening the Sword. If you like it, find it on Amazon. Sharpening the Sword, deliberately enhancing your entrepreneurial arsenal. Also follow me on Instagram. Subscribe to my YouTube is always appreciated. You can find my link tree in the YouTube banner button up there. You'll find it there. Again, Joseph Bryant, author of Sharpening the Sword, and a couple other projects coming out as well. Wrapping up. Catch you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed.